The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
Hey, Grand Rising to you billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the new Black Wall Street, the Money and Power Show, where we specialize and focus on two particular things, money and the power. Money and the power, also known as economics and also politics. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is the study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. You can start your study by simply picking up the book, The Black Billionaires Club, by going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. You can start your study today. Something as simple as a book to get you on your journey to learning what Black billionaires do so that you can mimic what they do and get similar success out of your life. Today's episode is being brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art inspired gifts. Here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, we have a focus right now on the personal protective equipment. We're seeing in the news that more cases are coming up for this pandemic coronavirus. So make sure that if you do, as you might go out, because you probably will, to celebrate this Juneteenth, this Black Friday, make sure that you protect yourself and your loved ones with your personal protective equipment. We do have other options as well as available for you here on the ERGJ Black Bazaar as well, as we do have your home decor, your bathroom decor, personal care products as well. But notice this little feature right here. That's right. We have a spot here for other Black-owned businesses that we actually promote with our Black-owned business partnership. So if you're a Black-owned business and you're looking to actually find more customers and sell more stuff, well, maybe you want to think about partnering with us so we can promote your business. That's right. We can work together to grow together. Today, we want to feature one of those businesses, which would be Kwame Ba African Shoes. And so here we do have quite a few, about 3 different types of shoes. These are actually authentic African shoes from Ghana. Kwame Ba is the name of the business. And we partner together to help push some of these products to bring wealth back to the land of Ghana. And then we can actually begin to get to a space where we actually have our own manufacturing facilities, similar to what we see in China. But here's the deal, guys. In order to get there, we actually have to support those that are actually trying to get there. And so you can actually come here, buy authentic. Now, here's the deal. These particular shoes are like, seriously, right? You're talking about real raw hide leather. You're talking about real, right? Real kente cloth, not kente print, kente cloth that's on these shoes. And so you find something that actually, fits your size, go ahead and buy it. Now, they are normally, right? They're normally $120 per pair. But they got a sale right now as they're liquidating their inventory so they can actually build up a bigger factory and actually hire Black folk to do the work, give them jobs, and keep wealth in our motherland. And so we can do that by actually supporting a Black-owned, African-owned shoe company. And here's my question to you guys. Should we not be buying our own shoes and wearing our own shoes? I think so. Well, now you have an option to do that if any one of these types actually fit you, and we'll be adding some more. I talked to Mr. Bond, and I told him, I said, well, hey, it's getting hot, so let's focus on the sandals right now. And he said, that makes sense. And I said, well, then once we get through our sandal campaign, we will move to the sneaker campaign, and we will actually do what other people talk about, which is practice group economics. And so you can actually find this by coming to the website. Just simply come to the website, www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. Here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, we want you to remember this, guys, that once you shop Black, you never go back. Once you shop black, you never go back. Man, how's everybody doing this morning as we get ready for our Money and Power show? We're going to be focusing and talking about a key topic today, which is how to actually support Black-owned businesses. We're going to talk about that a little bit. This is actually an article that's that's being featured on a pretty important site, and I wanted to kind of cover some of these things that they talk about here today. We'll also look at Hertz. As many of you guys know, there's been the pandemic has caused an impact on the travel industry, which has caused an impact on the rental car industry, caused an impact on cruise, airlines, gasoline. It's had a major impact, negative impact on some of these businesses, and some of those businesses will not survive. And so one of the things we cover here on the Money and Power show is how to put your money in position toward to actually grow. And it doesn't matter whether it's a recession or not, because there's a lot more people that become millionaires through recession than they are when it's actually as progression. Why? Because they put their money in front of the money that's going to come behind them. And so as we begin to tap into free financial education today, on a Financial Friday, on a Black Friday, on Juneteenth, where we actually can continue to support our very own, man, we're going to be talking about today money and the power. Money and the power. Now, what do those two words mean? Money would be actually cash flow or economics. Power would be politics and or the cash rules which govern how cash flows, right? Governs how cash flows. That's why we have the Money and the Power show. So go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, all that good stuff. Maybe you know some people that's been saying, you know what, Nate, there's nobody teaching financial literacy in our community. Nope, that's not true. What is true is that we are out here trying to get the word out, trying to help our own people to understand these topics a little bit better. And it's just incumbent upon us to actually want to learn it. And some of us don't want to learn it because we're not aware of it. We don't know we have access to it. So that's where the likes and the shares come into play, because you can let other people know, especially those that keep begging you for money, because you know you're doing all right. You can let them know where they can go to get the information they need so they don't have to beg no more. That's where I want to get. I want us to get to a place where we're no longer begging because we know how to create. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I want to help us get to a space where we are no longer begging because we have learned how to create. See, God says he's given us the power to create wealth, the power and the ability to get it. So we don't have to beg for it if we learn how to create it. And there's a lot of ways that you can do that. But one of those ways that it won't happen is if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing and in order to get the same results that you keep getting. So let's find out who's here with us this morning, man. Grand Rising City Queen Amanda is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Man, me, Queen Yvette is in the house, man. Queen Vivian is in the house. Vivian, Black Friday. Absolutely. Queen Sharon Rick out of North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining us today on a Money and Power show. King Loki Slick Saucy over at YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power show, man. We absolutely should. Queen Glenda is in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and the Power show. That's right, Money and the Power. Money and the Power. Now, I don't think I wrote anything down here. I did not. So I got to get up here. I got to get some little labels going on here. Let me get rid of all of that. We're going to talk about first. I want to take a look at Hertz. I want to take a look at Hertz first, and then we'll get into this article that I found that talks about how to actually now it's this interesting. It's like a big thing right now, which is, you know, either pushing to actually support Black-owned businesses, or at least putting themselves in position to act like they are going to support Black-owned business. But either way, the climate has turned into what can we do to help our Black and brown people in this country, supposedly. But anyway, let's find out what I found here today. I want to talk a little bit about Hertz because this is kind of important to understand. And this is coming from CNN, CNN Business. And again, I don't teach just reading news. I teach interpreting news because there are clues in the news. Everybody put in the console, there are clues. There are clues in the news. But nonetheless, Hertz has been a very interesting thing. I've had some people bring this topic up as it relates to this stock. If you don't know what stock is basically where you will actually put your money or invest your money into a particular company for a partial share or part ownership of that company, gives you voting rights and things like that. And then now you have a little piece of the pie and you can participate in their profits. Well, Hertz has had a terrible time. Obviously, Hertz is one of the biggest rental car companies, in the rental space that there are. They own two or three different other sublets or companies up under them. I believe, I don't know what they call it. But anyway, Hertz filed for bankruptcy 4 weeks ago. And then they went on this, they went and announced that they were going to be selling a whole bunch of shares in order to raise money and to pay for the bankruptcy or something like that. And then the SEC came in and said, well, you're selling something that's worthless, and we want to look into this. So let's find out what we're talking about here with the Hertz bankruptcy. If you're in the BBC, we did a presentation on this about a week ago. Shout out to Prince Dykes, who did a great presentation about a week ago on this. But this is for the public. Again, understanding and learning a little bit about money, a little bit about business, because bankruptcy can be a strategy, especially it can be a strategy in personal and in business that you implement in order to kind of move forward with your life or move forward in business. So bankrupt Hertz won't be selling the $500 million in stock after all. So what happened was they said, hey, we're going to sell some stock. And then a lot of people started to buy Hertz, pump the stock price up, roughly 200, 300, 400% or something like that, because it was at like 60 cents. It was under $1. It was like a penny stock at this particular time. And this is what we call manipulation in the market. Manipulation in the market. Now, why does manipulation happen? Well, manipulation happens because what the goal of these big time investors is to not lose money. So if they were in Hertz and it got down to 60 cents, and they're like, well, wait, as an investor, we're not happy. Well, then they might put something out, i.e. the selling of stock, manipulate the market, and people come in and buy, right, pump the price up, and then those people that would have lost money sell so they don't lose as much money. And then it plummets right back down. But a lot of small-time new investors, they start following that, say, oh, it jumped up 300%. Let me go get some. Well, guess what? You're late. You're late to the party. And when you're late to the party, guess what happens? You lose money. That's what happens. When you're late, you lose money. When you're early, you get paid. Let me say that again for the people in the back, because I think we understand it, maybe from a network marketing standpoint. When you're late, you lose money. When you're early, you get paid. Everybody put that in the comments below. Yeah, we're going to learn something today, man. We're going to learn today. When you're late, this is why you don't chase, this is why I teach, don't chase money. When you're late, you lose. When you're early, you win. And so what you and I must learn to do is, if we're going to be good investors in whatever field, whether it be real estate, whether it be stocks, whether it be Forex, I don't care. Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, we got to learn how to be early. Matter of fact, we even talk about it from your business standpoint. See, those that jumped into the mass game early got paid. Those who were there a little bit late might still be holding on to a little bit of inventory right now. When you're late, you lose. When you're early, you win. Now, how do you get to a space where you're early? Well, the way that you get to a space where you're early is it's called having foresight. It's called having vision. It's called taking a moment to look and see where the world is going, and you get there first. It's called looking at what you're currently doing. I don't care what industry that you're in. And you say, okay, how is this industry? How is what I'm doing right now in order to generate income for myself? How will we be doing business 10 years from now? And you start doing it now. This is how you win. But when you're late, you lose. When you're early, you win. How many guys want to be in a space where you're early, where money starts coming into your storehouse because you're already there, versus the person that's always chasing a dollar and you're always losing? Let me say it one more again for the people in the back. When you're late, you lose. When you're early, you win. And this is what we must begin to understand as it relates to cash flow. Cash flow. Let's keep going. So, this article here. Hertz, which filed for bankruptcy 4 weeks ago, said they were pulling the plug on its planned stock sale. It did so after learning Monday that the SEC was looking into the matter. The company announced plans a week ago to sell stock to help raise cash it needs to get through bankruptcy. That immediately raised questions because even Hertz warned that the stock was likely to be worthless at the end of its bankruptcy reorganization. So why would anybody invest money into something that is going that even the company said will be worthless. They keep chasing. So even so, investors had continued to snap up shares since the filing. Even though they said it's likely to be worthless, investors still went in and started putting their money into that place, driving up the price about 250% from the time of filing through Wednesday's close. The Finance Committee of the Board of Directors determined it was the best interest of the company to terminate the stock sale program and directed that the program be terminated. Shares of Hertz closed down 10%. We'll take a look at Hertz real quick. Thursday, as it pulled the stock sale, New York Stock Exchange threatened to delist the company shares. What does that mean? That means that they're actually going to take the company off the New York Stock Exchange, and they would then go on to what we call OTC, or over-the-counter. Y'all know what over-the-counter means, right? That means that you ain't getting the real drugs. You're getting the over-the-counter generic drugs. But anyway, over-the-counter simply means that they go into the JV, right? They're no longer in the major leagues. They're in JV. They're in the penny stock land. Not that they can't still make money and all that stuff. Not that they won't still be in business. We're talking about having access to, again, what at one time, and it may still be, I'm not quite sure, one of the largest rental car companies in the world. Although Hertz is appealing the decision, right? A bankruptcy judge approved the stock sale a week ago. The judge, listen to this, the judge is primarily interested in protecting Hertz. The bankruptcy judge is there to protect Hertz, right? And raising money as cheaply as possible. But the SEC is charged with protecting investors. You see how this dynamic plays out? Well, you go to bankruptcy court and the judge is there to try to protect the business, not the investors. The SEC, the regulated SEC Securities Exchange Commission, is there to help protect the investors, because investors don't know what they need to know, because every time the company doesn't always share everything that an investor needs to know in order to make a good decision. Hertz will still need to raise cash up to fund operations while it tries to reorganize and stay in business. So here's a little bit about the game that many people do not talk about, know about, learn about at all. And this is why we say, hey, let's learn what we can about these companies before we decide to jump into them. Let's learn what's going on with them, where they headed, where they going. Now, I don't know if Hertz will still be in business a year from now or not. Probably so, because JCPenney is still around. But they are struggling, right? I mean, struggling. Stay on the struggle bus right now. And, make your decision as you may. But I want to kind of cover that and understand, man, the judge is there for Hertz. The SEC, if you're an investor, is actually here for you. Man, who's out here learning about money today? That's right, man. Free financial education for the nation. Free. We can all show up and learn what we want to learn, but many people simply don't want to learn about money, and that's their prerogative. Let's keep going. So here we go. So I wanted to talk about another article that I found, which was how to support a Black-owned business. Now, I found this to be pretty interesting because this article, I was going to look at Hertz right quick. I'm sorry. I want to look at Hertz, show y'all Hertz real quick. The $1.81. You see here, it's been a year to date over the past 5 days actually has dropped and is now down to under $1.81. It was up to about $3.25 5 days ago. So anyway, here's an interesting article. Here's what to help a Black-owned business. Here's how. Now, this is Ajin Sahadi. I believe that's more of an Arabic last name. It runs for CNN Business. So now we're starting to see Black-owned businesses as a feature. Obviously, this is Juneteenth. This was written yesterday at 3:23. And they're putting this out to help society. And, CNN is predominantly a white, major, outlet. And so to have this type of article on this platform, I think is pretty remarkable. Now, I think it would, whoever's writing it is writing it. But let's see if we can grab something from what Miss Sahadi is saying here on this. What will this be? It's red, more of a Republican. Red and blue. It signifies what part of the political platform that they represent. In case you guys didn't know that. So obviously CNN, being it is predominantly red in logo, is more geared towards the Republicans. when you see when you see stuff like Blue Fox or something like that, you can typically see that they may have a more of a tendency to be more democratic in their approach. But at any rate, so the economic shutdown, obviously we have a few things that happen. We have the pandemic that happened, and we have, and this really hits Black-owned businesses. But number one, they may not necessarily be able to get the relief that they need in order to stay in business. And in one case, which is actually an alumni of mine, they were down and out of business during the pandemic. They're in Georgia. They reopened Georgia. They went back into business. And then we just found out yesterday that they had to close back down because a few of their employees, including the owner, got tested positive for coronavirus. So I'm, if in that particular case, man, how is that business going to survive, right? Through even more weeks, months of being out, not being able to do business. This is a restaurant too. So at any rate, so let's talk about how to support, how to help a Black-owned business. Well, number one, is here are a few ways that she suggests. Become a customer. How many guys that are watching right now? You're a customer of a Black-owned business, or you're saying, you know what, today's Juneteenth, is Buy Black Friday. I'm going to make it my business to buy something from a Black-owned business. Now, here's the understanding, right? The understanding is this, that when you walk out of your house, more often than not, you have plenty of opportunity to spend your money with other people because they pretty much own everything. They got businesses all over the place, whether it be the hair shop, the nail shop, the gasoline spot, whatever the case may be. So to actually help a Black-owned business, it has to be done with intention. You have to simply say, you know what, this money that I'm gonna spend today, because you're gonna spend some money today. Some of it is going to go towards a Black-owned business. I'm gonna find some way, whether it's gonna be the restaurant that I choose to eat at, whether it's gonna be this shirt that I wear, because everybody's looking for Juneteenth shirts and stuff like that, right, to celebrate today. I'm gonna make it my business. Everybody put in the console, make it my business. You gotta make it your business. You got to do it on purpose. And it's pretty sad that we're in 2020 and we have to convince Black folk to support Black folk. That's pretty sad if you think about it. I mean, 100 years past New Black Wall Street, or 99 years past New Black Wall Street, 2020, the digital age where we got access, we still have to convince Black people to do business with Black people. Don't y'all think that's weird? I think that's pretty weird. In 2020, we still have to convince Black folk to choose to do business with Black people. Wow. That's a wild moment for me. But anyway, let's keep going. So become a customer, right? The most obvious and critical way to help them survive, of course, to buy their products and services. Shop and eat at Black-owned establishments. Buy gift cards for your friends and family to spend at your favorite ones. Now, this is a predominantly white-dominated website, right? That's saying, hey, we're going to do our part. CNN is going to try to do their part to show that they about that black life. But this is all about the climate that we're in. In honor of Juneteenth, which commemorates the ending of slavery and falls on June 19th, take advantage of special opportunities. Memphis-based event planner Cynthia Daniels has created a site to let you shop online at 100 Black-owned businesses across 20 cities. Shopping starts Friday morning, will run through noon Monday. Daniels plans to make Juneteenth Shop Black an annual event. So shout out to Cynthia Daniels. Looks like she's doing something here. Look at this. Let's see what she's got going on. Look at this. Juneteenth Shop Black. Look at this. Cynthia Daniels. Look at that. Well, shout out to this queen. We're going to put some respect on Miss Cynthia Daniels' name. Cynthia Daniels and Company is a full-service event planning and design company servicing the Mid-South region. We specialize in custom events for corporate functions, the conferences, festivals, and galas. Chief event strategist Cynthia Daniels has been featured in Black Enterprise, Ebony Instance Magazine, and she brings years of organization experience to the event. So she has a shop. Listen to this. She has a Juneteenth Shop Black event, which starts in 4 hours. You can RSVP. Now, let me put this in the comments below so you guys can get this. Look at this. I did not know this was going on. We got a Shop Black event. Let me give y'all this link in case y'all want to check out what Miss Cynthia Daniels, a Black woman, is doing to help convince Black folk to shop with Black folk, or convince anybody, because, we buy Black and sell to anybody else. Okay, look at that right there. All right, that's good stuff. I didn't know I was gonna find that this morning. Let's keep going. Look at this. I like this. Nice, nice. Now, Cynthia, I don't know what business she gonna, but hey, RSVP, the Juneteenth Shop Black event. Miss Cynthia Daniels here today on the Money and Power Show. We put some respect on your name. Yes, we do, honey. Yes, we do. All right. To find other businesses that are Black owned near you, there are directories such as this one and from Dobobo. You might also check the list of members of your local Black or African American. How many guys actually know that you got an African American Chamber of Commerce typically in your city? Here in Atlanta, we got one, ABC, right? African American Black. They got plenty of Black owned businesses that you can do business with. For the people that say, I don't know where to find them, you know, it really ain't that hard if you really looking. Now is the time for Americans to demonstrate they really appreciate inclusion. Spend money on less fortunate and disadvantaged businesses where it can make an immediate impact. Be conscious. Everybody put in the comments, so be conscious. Be conscious where you're spending your money. Be conscious where you're spending your money. Wow. What a big statement. Let's catch up on these comments. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. When you're early, right? Yeah, when you're late, you lose. When you're early, you win. Happy Juneteenth to you. I'm a customer of Black-owned businesses. You make it my business, right? Make it my business. That's right, man. Make it my business, right? Be conscious. Be conscious when it comes to where you're spending your money. Let's keep going. It's 8:28. Got some. So they set up a GoFundMe page. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but some people set up a GoFundMe page to be able to help out these Black businesses that may be struggling or on the struggle bus to kind of get through this time. Spread the word. Obviously, spread the word. You have a great experience somewhere. Support. Let people know why the Black-owned businesses you support are worth their support. Let people know about the businesses that are worth their support. Call direct. So instead of doing the Grubhub and Sleeman stuff or the Uber Eats and all that stuff, hey, you're going to save them money by actually going directly to their restaurant and doing business with them direct. Volunteer your services. If you have critical skills that can be useful to a small business, for example, if you're an electrician, a painter, a carpenter, or an accountant or lawyer, ask the owner if there's some way your services might come in handy, right? This is talking about partnership. Take a stand. There's a petition called 15% Pledge where you can sign if you believe retailers should commit 15% of their shelf space for products made by Black-owned businesses. Oh, where's this? I don't know about this either. Look at this. 15% pledge. Black people in the United States make up nearly 15% of the population. So we're calling on major retailers to commit a minimum of 15% of their shelf to Black-owned businesses. Let me put this in the comments below. 15percentpledge.org. Look at this. Look at this, people. Yeah, some stuff going on. Now, even Black folk don't really want to hear about stuff that we can do to help Black folk, but I'm going to keep on talking about it because eventually somebody going to listen. Eventually, somebody going to listen. Let's not say it's not out there. Let's just say, you know what? We choose not to participate. That's right. We just choose not. We just choose not to, right? Be conscious. Pineapple moment. Y'all know what it is. You learn something new today. Go and put it in console pineapples. That's what we do. Y'all see something new, heard something new. Wow. Pineapple moment. Right? We're going to have fun and we're going to learn at the same dang on time. Let's keep on going. We talking about supporting our own, right? Look at this. So I put that link in the comments, a 15% pledge. If y'all believe, because we make up 15% of the population, that we have 50% of shelf space, we can start to begin to be in these retail spaces and show our products and services. Absolutely. Provide useful information, it says here. Many Black-owned are maybe in need of financial lifelines for some times of following coronavirus. Let them know small business grant and loan programs from state, local governments, or private organizations. The local initiative support, this is what connected with Lowe's. They did their $10,000 grants to Black-owned businesses. And the amount is likely to increase. The company continue to fundraise. Partner with Verizon, launch Black-owned Business Resource Center. Starting in July, online payment platform Finley will offer $500 grants to Black-owned businesses in education and enrichment. The National Business League, founded by Booker T. Washington in 1900, has created a digital platform for all Black businesses to find contracting opportunities, funding opportunities, and private and public sector clients looking for suppliers. That's the National Business League, right? ABL will launch a global directory of Black-owned businesses that anyone can use. Both the platform and the directory launch on Juneteenth. So this is what's going on. You know, that many of us, because we might get, lost in the sauce, or we're so focused on what we're doing, we may feel like there's no one really out there helping us. There are people that are putting together programs and pushing the envelope forward, even if you don't see them. And now you can kind of see them today. So I'll put this link down here. The National Business League. Again, this was founded by Booker T. Washington in 1900. 120-year-old, organization. That's economicfreedommovement.com, nationalbusinessleague.org, that are here to support Black-owned businesses. Let me put this link in the comments below. Now, you can choose to go there. You can choose not to. It's up to you, right? But let's not say that nobody's doing it. Of course, that's what we can't say. We can't say nobody's doing it. There's another link. We just got to be interested in this stuff. Most of us are not interested in this stuff. We're just not. So it's easier to, I don't know, it's easier to do all this other stuff. Wow, right? Pineapples, right? So there's some resources for you guys. Again, this is an article on CNN, right? Written by a look at that sweet sister, Cynthia Daniels. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. I said we showed 3 links. Cynthia Daniels got a Shop Black Juneteenth event, right? We got 15% pledge. Say, hey man, sign a petition. So we can make these businesses not just send out letters and write little notes about Black-owned business, but no, they could put their money where their mouth is. And then you got the National Business League, man, a 120-year-old organization, right? That I ain't never heard of, honestly. The nation's oldest trade association for Black and businesses of color. A trade association. Trade. Everybody put in the console hashtag trade. Trade. Wow. Wow. So those are places, there are some ways that you can actually support Black-owned business. And that article is not just written for Black folk. That article is written for anybody that might come across it, anyone that might have a heart for change, and they really want things to equal out. They want to help equal out the playing field. And they may just, here's the deal. There are some people out there that are going to spend some money with Black-owned businesses because they really do want to see these businesses prosper and succeed. And those businesses provide, just like any other business, they provide some service or product that's valuable in the marketplace, and they demand or command some type of value in return. Okay, right? Trade. So, guys, that's the first piece, and then the last piece we want to do here today on the Money and Power Show. I'll get right back to the thing again. It's going to be our last piece on last piece of this chapter of The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, The Richest Man in Babylon is a book. As soon as I can find my book somewhere, that I continue to encourage people to buy. Now, if you want to buy it through me, you can. It's in my bookstore. We do have about 6 copies left available. But this is the book, second to the Bible. One of the best financial education, financial literacy, financial philosophy books that's ever been written. And I continue to encourage people to get the book, read the book, and then share it with your kids. It's a $10 book, roughly, that can change the way that you think about money, and it actually helped change me. It helped me go from being a financial zero to a financial hero. But here's the thing. I've been recommending this book for over a decade. And out of everybody that I recommend the book to, only about 5% actually go and get the book. That is the deal when it comes to this thing called money. Most people want money, but they don't want to learn about it. And that is, financial education is a personal decision. So we're into the 7 cures for a lean purse. The 7 cures for a broke bank account. The 7 cures to a hole in your wallet. We're basically saying, hey, this is seven steps or 7 principles for you to implement into your life to fix the money problem. Everybody put in the console, fix the money problem. 7 steps. And so we have this guy named Arcad, who is the richest man in Babylon, the richest man in his country. And he's summoned by the king or the president. And the king says, hey, I don't know what, you become the richest man in the land, and we got all these other people who broke, busted, and disgusted. We'd like for you to come and share what you have learned with these folks so they can actually build wealth for themselves. And the richest man of Babylon said, sure, I've been waiting for somebody to ask me this whole time. I would love to teach my fellow countrymen how to get rich, how to build wealth. And so they called in 100 men from the land. Now, at this particular time, back in Babylonian days, and even now, they still considered to be men to be the head of the household. So, of course, you would call the men in because they were considered to be the providers. And if the men learn how to get the money right, if the men learn of our community how to fix the money problem, well, then it will actually fix the money problem for the family. This is why I am hell-bent on men. Now, I know we got a lot of single parents, single moms who's raising, they're doing the household thing by themselves. I want y'all to fix the money problem too. But I've learned in my little experience that the brothers get the money problem fixed, it's going to be a whole lot more peace in the home. One less thing you got to talk about when you got the money right. So he said, hey, I got 7 steps for you guys. I'll teach you guys in each day. I'm going to teach you a different step on how to get rich, how to build wealth, how I've done it. And if you just simply do what I've done, you'll have similar success. So the first thing he told him, he said, hey, number one, I want you to discipline yourself. You're going to discipline yourself to pay yourself first. Have to discipline yourself to pay yourself first. You got to pay yourself first. What's up, Willie T? Say, hey, I actually got the book 2 weeks ago. Very good read. It's a financial mindset. A financial mindset change, isn't it? I'm telling you, how many guys got the book? Right? If you got the book, you got the Richest Man in Babylon, you've taken some advice, maybe, I don't know, for me, if you consider me to be wise, you say, I went and got the book, go ahead and put it down so I got the book. I just want to know who actually got the book, because we've been teaching this for a little while, and we ain't in a rush. But but how many guys are actually taking action to get the book? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, so first you got to discipline yourself. Pay yourself first. That's the first step. If you pay yourself first, no matter what. And he said, hey, pay yourself first 10%. He says, here's the second step on the second day. He said, here's the second step after you learn how to pay yourself first was I want you to then practice self-control and control your expenses. In other words, don't spend more than 90%. Right? You paid yourself first 10%. You got 90% left to spend for all of your needs and or some of your wants. And if it doesn't fit within your 90%, you must have quit. That's going to cause self-control. So first he said discipline. Second, he said self-control. Control your expenses. Then he said third, now that you got that out the way, now that you learned that, now we can get to some fun stuff. Because the first 2 steps ain't really that fun. I mean, discipline yourself, who wants to do that? Practice self-control, nobody wants to do that. We want to be all out of control. That's probably why we're in some of the financial situations that we're in right now. But he said number 3, now that you've paid yourself first, now that you learned how to control your expenses, now you got a little money that's growing into your bank account, your savings account or whatever. Now I want you to learn how to multiply your money. Now you got to learn how to multiply your money, how to make your money work or grow. Right? So then he said, man, well, now that you're doing that, you learn how to multiply your money. And of course, if you miss some of these steps, go back and get them. And because he details on how to do this stuff. He said, well, now that your money's growing, now that your bank account's getting fat, you got to learn how to protect what you have grown. So now you got to learn how to protect it. He said, man, the way that you can protect it is by leaning on the wisdom of others who have shown themselves, who've proven themselves worthy, proven themselves well at managing money. Lean on their advice to protect your money. What he basically was saying, well, hey, stop going out here with your own limited thinking, making big decisions with money, and not consulting wise men. So consult with others in order to help protect your wealth. Because you don't work hard to grow it, right? You don't learn all that stuff. Now you got to protect it. Then he said, okay, that's step number 4. He said, hey, step number 5, now that we're into this thing, he said, now I want you to go out and use this wealth that you built over time, that you protected as well. I want you to go buy and own your own home. One of the greatest investments that you can make is the ownership of your own property. Say, man, I want you to own your own home. He wasn't just saying own the house. He said own the house and own the land that it's on. Own all of the real estate. Now, you might start out with a mortgage, but say, hey, man, work on paying that mortgage off so that you have a deed in your name. You have the title in your hand. Then he said, now that you got your building your home, you know, fix the money problem, you got your money growing, you learn how to protect it, you now own your own home. Man, now we want to make sure that we ensure an income for our future. Want to make sure that you're thinking about your family, that if you should no longer be here, right? That you have income still coming in from what you've learned after you're long and gone. So he said, man, he's talking about life insurance. He's talking about different products that you can, your will and all this stuff. You want to make sure he's basically talking about planning for the future, your family's future, where you'll no longer be here. Now that's generational wealth, if you think about it. Think about this for a second. Long after you're gone, long after God has called you, home, your income that you were making doesn't stop feeding your family. The income that you were making doesn't stop feeding your family, although you are no longer here. How powerful is that? And this is what wealthy people do. They're still feeding their family generations after they died 50 years ago. And the money that they made is still feeding their family today. Think about that for a second. Wow. And then the last stuff, as we're getting into this thing, the richest man of Babylon was this. He said, man, hey, I want you to increase your ability to earn. Increase your ability to earn. That's right, man. Fix the money problem, man. It's like fix it. Like you got the book, man. Got the book. You got the book. Absolutely, man. I got 3 copies of Gave one. Look at that. Gave one to my son. All right, so learn how to increase your ability to earn. So now we're going to catch up here in Richest Man of Babylon. This will be the last little piece, and we'll wrap up this section because this is just one section of the book, the 7 cures for a lean purse. And we'll catch up where we left off at. Said, hey, man, desires, he was talking about how you set your desires. He said your desires must be simple and definite, the things that you want. Because if they're not, they're considered to be weak, and that's the reason why you don't accomplish your goals. They defeat their own purpose should they be too many, too confusing, or beyond a man's training to accomplish. So the things that you want, simple and definite, right? If not, they defeat their own purpose. They're too confusing, too many of them, and beyond a man's training to accomplish. Just keep going. Money and Power Show, the richest man in Babylon. Let's get it. He said, man, as a man perfects himself in his calling, even so does his ability to earn increase. So as you get better, right? As you get better in whatever it is that you do, it stands to reason that you should be earning more money over time, right? As you get better. Now, how do you guys know there's some people who don't get better and then they complain about not getting a raise, but they didn't get better. The whole year went by. And all you did was just do the same thing that you do every day, and you think that's good enough to demand that you get a raise. No. You didn't go above and beyond. You didn't pick up a new skill. You didn't go through some of the training that's provided through your job or anything like that. You didn't take the continuing education class. You didn't do none of that. But yet, when it's time to be reviewed or when it's time for universe to take a look at your report, you think that you deserve or that you deserve a raise, whether it be from a boss or whether it be from God himself. When you get better, it stands to reason that your income will follow. In those days, when I was a humble scribe carving upon the clay for a few coppers each day, I observed that other workers did more than I and were paid more. Therefore, did I determine that I would be exceeded by no one. Nor did it take long for me to discover the reason for their greater success. More interest in my work, more concentration upon my task, more persistence in my effort. And behold, few men could carve more tablets in a day than I. Everybody put the console in capital letters, more. If you want to earn more, you're going to have to do more. I hate to tell you that. I know you don't really want to do more, but if you want to earn more, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to do it better. You have to become more efficient. You're going to have to become an expert in your field. And in the words of Earl Nightingale says, lead the field in which you are in. But in order to lead the field, you got to be the best. And in order to be the best, you got to be hungry. Like Les Brown say. More. He said, man, he said, I had more interest in what I was doing. I had more concentration. I was more focused, and I was distracted less. And I was more persistent in my effort. And few men could carve more tablets than I in a day. With reasonable promptness, my increased skill was rewarded. Nor was it necessary for me to go 6 times to my master to request recognition. Nor was it necessary for him to go to his master to request recognition. Why? Because a skilled person, right? If we talk about what's going on, Miss Bailey. We talk about how a gift, your gift will make room for you and put you before great men. Your ability, right? People can see that you're good at what you do. You don't have to tell them. Your actions speak much louder than words. And in this particular case, say, hey, man, I was more interested in what I was doing. I was more concentrated upon my task, so I got it done, son. I was more persistent in my effort, and everybody saw that I worked hard, and they appreciated a man who worked hard on his job, and he got his job done. And because I was seen in this particular light, I did not have to ask for a raise. The raise came for me. The increase came for me. Matter of fact, I would say that the increase was chasing him. The money was chasing him. He wasn't chasing the money. You see what I'm saying? How many guys have been in a position in life, and maybe this has happened to you, where, maybe it was your first, second job, third job, something like that, and you just did what you did, and you just was, maybe it was a CRM or whatever. You just did what you did, but you did it good. And you never really thought about, I want to be promoted to manager, supervisor, something like that. But then one day you got a call from the higher ups, and they said, we want to promote you. Now notice, you didn't have to go and apply. You didn't have to go and ask for a raise. They just saw something in you, in your work ethic. That's what we're talking about. Everybody put in console work ethic. They saw something in your work ethic that said that this is the woman or man for this job. No need for us to interview other people. We're going to give this person a job. We're going to give this person a raise. We're going to promote this person. Same thing that you see on the job is the same thing you'll see in life. Now, how many guys know that life will promote you? Especially for all our entrepreneurs that are out here. That's trying to find more customers or find more clients. How many guys know that life itself will promote you? If you just tune in, more interest in your work, more concentration upon your task, and more persistence in your efforts. Increasing your ability to earn starts with you. Like that Willie T said, you got to set yourself apart, but you also have to know this requires more time and more effort. Let's keep going. The Richest Man in Babylon. How to get rich. How to build wealth. He said, reasonable promptness, I increased my skill was rewarded, nor was it necessary for me to go 6 times to my master request recognition. He didn't have to beg for a raise. The more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. That man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded. If he is an artisan, he may seek to learn the methods and the tools of those most skillful in the same time. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share what industry do you represent? Because surely you can learn more about your industry. Surely you can learn more about whatever it is that you do. Surely you become an expert in your field. What field do you represent? What field do you represent? He may be learning methods and tools of the most skillful in the same line. If he works at the law or at healing, he may consult and exchange knowledge with others of his calling. If he be a merchant, he may continually seek better goods that can be purchased at lower prices. Always do the affairs of man change and improve, because keen-minded men seek greater skill than that they may better serve those upon whose patronage they depend. Therefore, urge all men to be in the front rank of progress and not to stand still, lest they be left behind. Many things come to a man to make a man's life rich with gainful experiences, such things as the following a man must do if he respects himself. Here's what a man must do if he respects himself. He must pay his debts with all the promptness within his power, not purchasing that for which he is unable to pay. He must take care of his family, that they may think and speak well of him. He must make a will of record that in case the gods call him, proper and honorable division of his property may be accomplished. He must have companionship, compassion upon those who are injured and smitten by misfortune and aid them within reasonable limits. He must do deeds of thoughtfulness to those dear to him. Thus, the seventh and last remedy for a lean purse, the seventh cure, the seventh step to fix the money problem is to cultivate your own powers. Cultivate your own powers. What did he just say? The seventh step is to work on you. Everybody put in console, work on me. To study and become wiser, to become more skillful, so act as to respect yourself. Thereby will thou acquire confidence in yourself to achieve your carefully considered desires. These then are the 7 cures for a lean purse, which out of the experience of a long and successful life, I do urge for all men who desire wealth. There's more gold in Babylon, my students, than thou dreameth of. There is an abundance for all. Go forth and practice these truths, and you may prosper and grow wealthy as is your right. Go forth and teach these truths to every honorable subject of his majesty, may also liberally in the ample wealth of our beloved city. I'm doing exactly what he is asked to do. The richest man said, hey, once you've learned it and once you've done it, go teach others. Once you've learned it and once you've done it, go teach others. The seventh cure for a lean purse, in order to increase your ability to earn more money, which is unlimited, is to work on you. Now that's called personal responsibility. We would even call it self-accountability. To increase my ability to earn. And to earn is unlimited. Earning potential is unlimited. If you tell me this whole time, all I got to do is work on me, yes. Work on you. Work on you. God is giving you the ability to create wealth. Will you take some time to work on you? Man, what's going on, man? Barber, 24 years. Right, investor 14 years, clothing and accessories 10 months. Man, multiple streams of income from Willie T's up in the house, man. Willie T is in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. Let's catch up on these comments, man. We'll begin to close out the show this fantastic Friday, Black Friday, Juneteenth Friday. Increase my ability to earn, keep it simple, more. Work ethic, right? I had a job last year and I worked so hard. Work ethic. Life itself will promote you. Health and wellness is represented here. Work on me. He must pay his debts. He must take care of his family. He must cultivate your own powers. Cultivate your own powers. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share something that you learned today. We don't do this just to do this, beautiful people. We do this to make a difference. This is free financial education for the nation. Free. All we ask is a little bit of feedback in return. I'm simply asking you to answer this question in the comments below as you think about your pineapple moments today. Was this worth your time? And why? Was this worth your time? And why? Now, I know I talk much faster than you type, so while you guys are answering that question in the comments below, do want to let you guys know we are super excited here for the things that we're doing here, partnering with Black-owned businesses, helping to bring exposure to what they do. We also do have the Black Billionaires Club for those that want development, want help and assistance. You're tired of just, you're tired of being out there all by yourself. And here's the deal, guys. What I've learned over time is that whatever it is that you want to accomplish, whatever it is that you're working on, if you could do it by yourself, you already would. And at some point, we have to decide to band together to accomplish our dreams together, to accomplish our goals together, to build together. And we find in our community that too many of us, although we have individual success, too many of us are working by ourselves for whatever reason that may be, versus joining forces so that we can actually accelerate this thing. And I don't care what industry that you're in. What I do know is that more money won't hurt. What I do know is that more customers won't hurt. What I do know is that more clients won't hurt. What I do know is that working together, we can go further together than we can by ourselves. As the old African proverb says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. Too many of us just want to go fast. But if you want to go far, you want your legacy to go far. You want your money to go far. You want your philosophy to go far. You want your education or the teaching to go far. You want your business to go far. You go together. You go together. Willie T said, man, didn't know about the trade organizations. Got to do his research, man. That's what I'm talking about. A brother said, man, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna do my research. See what else you guys talking about, man. We'll wrap this thing up. Nothing can stop us but ourselves. Absolutely. I learned about resources I was not aware of. Always worth my time. Yes, it was worth my time. I learned a lot from you. Thank you for that. Absolutely, man. Well, this, guys, is the Money and Power Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator, CEO, ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club, founder of The Black Billionaires Club. And I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. A matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. It's time to get up, to get out, and go get something. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there in the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.